Today's guest is Anne Feustel. Her organization is called Writing Wisely. She talks about educating people about mental health and how we can use the power of watching movies to help us cope with life and live more fulfilled lives. We are providing a space for people who might be struggling to put themselves out there. We talk about her mental health journey and how she discovered watching movies was a key part of her self-care and a form of therapy. Give a warm welcome to Ever Blessed, Anne Feustel.
Well, ever since I was like 10 years old, my goal has been to publish a book.
Mm-hmm.
I just always wanted to do that. And then what happened was I was working on a crisis and support line and I got burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided I wanted to still do something with mental health, but it didn't want it to be like frontline stressful work. I wanted to do something that was more comfortable and less stressful. So I thought to myself, well, I could write about mental health. And then I thought, um, well, why don't I write about mental health and movies? Because those are two of my favorite things. In the 12 movies I focus on in the book, 10 of them were movies that I watched growing up and as a teenager,
Okay.
and ones that I watched with my sister. So just wanted to say I understand completely what you're saying. And I just find myself going back to movies from that era, or, in my early 20s kind of thing. Just seems like the movies of the last 15 years or so, I'm just not as into.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll watch them, and I've definitely watched quite a few movies. I try to keep up with movies, or at least I did. Like now, it's just like almost impossible to keep up with movies.
So much.
So there are certain movies. Just think of movies where somebody does something for somebody else without expecting anything in return. I would
Interesting.
say, for instance, another movie in the book that I would say is Fried Green Tomatoes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now you're bringing up the stew. Oh Lord. I love. Oh my gosh. You're talking my language.
Okay, good. But that movie's all about how you lift other people up, right?
Yeah,
It's
well,
all
amongst all my
about.
other my favorite parts of it, like, but anyways, we'll talk about. Thank you for listening to Noise Zion podcast. And if you enjoy listening to my podcast, please don't hesitate to give me a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify. Also wanted to give a shout out and thank you so much to all my guests, past, present, and future. And stay tuned for the next upcoming episode on Fridays.